How's it, Sean from Fitz? Welcome to our overview and tutorial of Flashpoint Campaigns Cold War. Alright. Before we begin, I just wanted to say that last week I said I was going to do a video on Monday, but I just took the week off. I just felt like it. I thought I'd just take a break, and I'll probably do that now coming towards the end of December. Just take a week off, maybe two, but I'll try and let you know beforehand. So Monday I was going to do a video and I'd set it up for Sunday, and I thought, I didn't feel like it. And I always said to myself, if I start a channel or a new channel, like I did from campaigns, combat simulations, that if it becomes work for me, I'm out. I'm out, really. This I like to do this for the enjoyment and sharing. You don't see me anymore like I did in the previous channel, asking for people to subscribe and people to please like the videos, because I don't worry about that anymore. I used to care about that, and I don't even care about the YouTube algorithm either. I don't care if I get to 1,000 subscribers and they give me a long speech that I can't be a supporter or a partner. Well, then they can go and hang themselves. I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. I don't need the money. So that's why I'm just saying that, they used to hang me out before. I was like desperate to become a great content creator on YouTube. I don't need it. And I don't actually want it. I don't like to play to audiences of no people or one people. So I will like shorten the videos or shorten the campaigns if I find there's only one person watching. I do like audiences, okay? But other than that, you don't have to subscribe. You don't want to subscribe, just watch the videos or go watch other videos. Or you don't want to like it, don't like it. I promise you I don't care. I do this for my fun, and if it becomes work for me on this channel, I'm out. I'm out. That's the way I look at it. I love what I do, but it's not a job for me. And that's the key difference between me, what I am now, and what I was when I was with combat simulations, and before that when the other channels. I was very desperate to make a thing of this, but I changed. I switched my perspective. It's just something in me changed. That's not important at all anymore. That's why you don't see me asking you to subscribe and every 2 minutes and trying to, because I don't care if you do or you don't. You understand? And sure, it's nice. I'm not saying that I don't want subscribers and I like to have subscribers but it doesn't drive me. You understand? It's not important. If you don't subscribe, that's fine. I'd like you to subscribe, but if you don't. So that's why I don't ask for it anymore. That's why I had to tell you that I took the week off, because I decided, hey, I don't feel like making videos this week, and I took off. And usually I tell you about it, but it was just a last minute decision, and I might take another week off in December, or maybe a week next week, or whatever. I might even start a week from tomorrow. It depends. But obviously I'm going to go through the series. If I start a series, I'll finish it, and then if I feel like I will tell you. But if it happens or if something happens to me, like I have these challenges with all my tenants here and whatever, which I still have. I'm still busy with them, but that wasn't the reason I took the week off. Sorry, it's a long-winded discussion, a long-winded tell you about this whole thing. All right, I bought this Flashpoint Campaigns, Red Storm, this series from Southern Storm, Red Storm, and Cold War. It's a whole series that I've loved. If you watch on my previous channel, I have over 300 hours in the Flashpoint Campaigns Red Storm on my previous channel. I did. And it's the only game that I actually played through everything. Everything. I didn't play halfway or whatever. I played every scenario from both sides, and I played there were 3 or 4 campaigns. I finished all the campaigns. It's the only game I've ever done that I can say I've done. There's no other game that I've ever even come close to that. And it took me, because I loved this game. This game, Flashpoint Campaigns, is a simulation of the Cold War from 1980 to 1989. When you're talking about Warsaw Pact and NATO in Europe, this is the hypothetical war, short war. It would be a short war between these two if they had that war, and it was almost many times on the cards. So this is not I know it's a hypothetical, but it's a realistic depiction of it, because they know that what's great about it is we know what those weapon systems are capable of, so we can accurately simulate. Like the Second World War, we know what. Sorry, my eyes just. I know I've got an itch now. Yeah, my eye. We know what those weapons are capable of. It's not like in the 1800s or the 70s. The ancient. We weren't there. We just sort of surmising what those weapons were like. We know very well from the Second World War what those weapons capabilities are, what they could do. That's why it's very well simulated. And same with the Cold War. We know what these weapons can do. And there's just something about the red bear, the red dragon, the red bear, and the blue guys in the Cold War. I grew up in the Cold War. I grew up in the 80s, where there were tensions always between the Warsaw Pact and them doing exercises, and they could easily have been a war. Easily been a war. The reason is because it stopped nuclear war. You see, people didn't want it because of the escalation, but it could have easily have been a war. Even the naval war side of it was very tense and whatever. It was just an amazing time to be alive, and a time that you were always vigilant. The communists were in Africa. They were in Angola. There was guys in Cuba. The Cuban crisis. Okay, it wasn't in the 80s, but it was there. This was a time when the world was about a change was coming, or a war, and it was on the brink of the. We don't have wars like this today. This is the last, I would say, the last real conventional war that where proper forces. Not today. We have wars between asymmetrical nations. Like the Americans are too powerful to have a lot of wars, like against Syria and Iraq. But the Americans, it's usually one side is way more powerful than the other side, and they really, and the wars today. The last sort of war we had was that Iraq war, 1990, or in 2001. Yeah, but the Americans were way superior to them. But this is the last type of war where the sides were equal. The sides were very well balanced. The Russians and and NATO. This was a war that was conventional. There wasn't a terrorist war. This was a war between conventional armies that were equal in size, in power, equal in power. We don't have that anymore. We have wars where the one side is very, very too powerful for the other side. It's too big and too powerful. So and we have terrorist wars now. So this is the last war of conventional. Yeah. What I'm saying. And if anybody knows, I love modern warfare, simulated, of the Cold War and also today's war. Modern warfare is a very special place in my heart. This game, there's a professional version of this game where it's an actual, you'll see now, complicated simulation, like combat mission. You know the combat mission series, which is on a tactical level, moving your troops. This is on a strategic, operational level, but very realistic, and deep. So you'll see one's on a WeGo system, and I'll explain the whole thing to you. Go get it. I got it at 50% off, and the reason I must just say that you'll see in my Steam library video that I did, I explained I will never buy this again because I bought Southern Storm, and then the developers came. The Cold War Southern Storm, the developers came, said they're abandoning Southern Storm and they're making a new game, and that pissed me off badly. I'm being appeased, because what they did, what the developers did, which was awesome, is they said that all the people that had the Flashpoint Southern Storm, they could buy Cold War at 50% off. So I got this game at half price, so everything's happy. I'm okay with the developers now because they gave it to me at half price. They appeased us. Thank God they didn't just go make a new game. So that's one of the reasons I'm now got this Cold War. And I bought it straight away, so as soon as it came out. I couldn't wait for it to come out. All right, so you had your Red Storm, which like I said to you, it's on my Combat Simulations YouTube channel. Then I bought Southern Storm, and I didn't play with it much. I played a little bit. I didn't get into it much. I think I was just burnt out from Red Storm. but I did play it a bit, and I wasn't. They were going to make DLCs, and I kind of left it. And this is now the third in the series, and this is now the most advanced version of what makes this different. This is different from all the other series. This Cold War is the inclusion of standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures. In the other versions, Southern Storms had it, but in the Red Storm there was no standard operation procedures, which changes games, lifts this game completely and makes it super realistic. And then there was the biggest changes is air assault, which is putting guys on aeroplanes, helicopters, and landing them in specific areas and then coming back. So the air assault process is new to the Cold War. The Southern Storms didn't have it, so they've added the air assault. And of course, this has got also more maps, more scenarios than any of the other two put together. It's got 5 or 6 campaigns, so it's an awesome, and I can't wait for more DLCs. All right, that's enough of me talking. So if you don't know the Flashpoint campaigns, go watch my combat simulations. I've got a whole big on the Red Storm. All right, so what we're going to do, this is going to be also a tutorial type thing. I'm going to play through a few scenarios, and then until I've realized that I've shown enough of the game, and I'll move on to another game. All right, or maybe I'll stay on this game. Who knows? Okay, so this is the what's new. This brings up the if you look at it, it brings this up, one of the manuals and whatever, so that's fine. Then you've got all your user preferences. This is how you configure the game. There's many ways to how it scrolls, the sound, the music in this thing. I must just tell you something. The music is first class. I love this music, and the War in the East too, from Gary Grisby. That music there, and this intro music. Oh, it's the best. I've just turned it off because it's loud. Even in the smallest setting, this thing is loud. So I've turned it off for now. And your turn resolutions and your colors and whatever. So you can configure the game. Scenarios. You've got all the scenarios. You've got the Americans. And also this game is also combining. It's got all the units, which is an upgrade from the Southern Storm, and it's also combining the French and the Americans together. In previous, I know the Southern Storms didn't do it, but in Red Storm, you only had scenarios from the British side or from the American side. There were no mixed units in there. In this one, I think Southern Storm also does it. There's a mixture now. Now you can fight a scenario with American and West German forces together in a scenario. And they didn't do that before. Just highlighting some of the changes. Belgium scenarios, you've got your Czechoslovakia. You've got the Soviet Union, all their scenarios and their briefings. Complicated game. I'm still getting into this. The air assault tutorial I try to do. It's a complicated scenario, complicated thing to use because we haven't had it before, and I'm still trying to learn it. So give me some break. Also the engineering and the engineering to blow bridges, and that's also complicated in a sense. So I'm still getting to use that and getting to know that. So I'm not up to speed in this game, even though I've got so many hours on Red Storm. Okay, and then you can just take that off, and it just gives you everything. All right, you've got campaigns. There's all your campaigns. I mean, you've got the American campaigns. You've got British. You've got the Canadian. You must realize they didn't have so many campaigns like this. This is the first one. There's so many campaigns given in the first game that came out. So many campaigns, so much content, and they're obviously going to expand that. You can as well make scenarios and maps and scenarios and campaigns. You can create them through the edit scenario and edit campaign and edit map, and you can create new ones for people. They don't have workshop support. They said they're bringing it. They're going to try and bring it. But workshop support will just lift this game. It's like Command of Modern Operations with all that workshop support. Can you imagine the user scenarios will come from this? And that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I don't think this was in the Red Storm one. Well, it wasn't Southern Storm, but not in the Red Storm. I don't know if you could make it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. That was so long ago. All right. I do want to say So that's, yeah. So you can resume what's with the preferences. What we're going to do is we're gonna start with a tutorial. We're gonna do a basic operations tutorial, and I'm only gonna do this one. I know this tutorial well because I've played it so many times since it came out, since the game came. So I know how to set up this basic operations tutorial. We won't do these other tutorials in future videos. I'll probably tackle a new scenario. We'll go through some of these scenarios and see how that. Because I'm still very rusty in the game. Air assault I still can't use properly. So we'll start with the basic operations. Okay, this I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna start this just so you can, and we're gonna run through the basic operations. Just give you an overview of what the game is and how it works. Yeah, you could. What's nice about this game and what makes this game different is you can. Okay, let me just give you this here. When you play a scenario, let me just show you here. Let's say we play that. You get a number. You see down here, you get a number of AI AI setups to use. Like you can use that one or that one, and these are different setups for the AI. And you can pick the random one so that it's so replayable that when you play the scenario, you don't know which one he's going to use. So it doesn't become predictable. It's just not. That wasn't in the first one, I think. So you don't just get the one guy's coming at you straight away. You don't know which one he's going to use and when he's going to use it. He could be using any of these, which makes the AI so super good. So one thing with AI programming, and this is something lots of people will tell you, and it's the reason why some games have really good AI, is the AI, because the maps aren't random, they're real life locations, and because with standard operating procedures, telling your unit exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, the AI is super strong in these types of games because you've got goals and focuses to set your AI behaviors. You can't do that in an RTS. An RTS is a free form thing, so that's why a lot of these other games have very weak AIs because there's no structured setups for the AIs. I know that what's that? Paradoxes, Crusader Kings, and EU4 have got decent AI, and the AI is better because the AI has goals and ways to perform, set up their goals and everything. They've got goals on how to do this and how to set up their. So they have goals and things to achieve. So when you focus down the AI to look for specific goals, go and attack there, behave like that, the AI becomes super strong because it's focused. Because you've now taken the AI focused. And when you set up the maps on a scenario net, you can set up the AI to focus and the standard op. So the AI becomes stronger. And because this thing's got standard operating procedures, I'm telling you, that's why the AI is much better in this game than it was in previous games and also in some of the other types of games. I know that's just a bit of a rant I'm just going on. I just need to tell you that. So what's great is you never know what AI you can face. And also, I know I'm going back and forth. All these scenarios, if you list them, you can play from either side. So if I play it, I can play it from the Warsaw, I can play it from there, and I can set up a NATO. So each of these scenarios, remember something, you've got these scenarios here. This one might be for the Americans. Let's say that's Americans. If you pick any, that's set up, that's an American scenario, right? If you set up to play it, you can also play it as the Warsaw Pact because it has AIs for it. It's set up to play as the NATO as well, as NATO. All right. Even though it's designed as an American scenario, you can play it from the NATO as American scenario. You can play it from the Warsaw Pact, and you can pick the Warsaw Pact player, and it'll pick a random NATO AI specifically designed. So you can play this game from either side. Are you with me? That's what's funny. There's so much content in this game. All right. Let's just get to the tutorials where I was going to explain to you basic operations. I'm picking Garnard because what Garnard does is it doesn't make the AI stronger or smarter or cleverer or like it doesn't give it bonuses. Sorry, it doesn't give it bonuses. The AI plays as smart as it can. This only, and these smaller difficulties only give you the, like the AR can, you can see all the AR's units, or allow the gathering of full information, allow emergency reply. So it gives you little bonuses, but not in combat. Just like you get full fog of war's taken away. So the ARs play as strong as it can under all of them, except the disadvantages you get. So we play on Gone Out, so that's super realistic. I'm going to head in. Now you get this briefing. Welcome to the tutorial. Your forces are composed of 4 groups of extensive descriptions. Okay, so we're not going to go through this because I know this tutorial. I know what, this is what we have. We've got this ACR, this is we've got this ACR company with our troops and everything, and we've got a section of artillery, we've got a helicopter, gunship, we've got a CAS, which is this, let's just give you an idea. We've got the A10 Warthog, and these are the units we have under our disposal. And I'm going to show you how the map works and how to get around it. And in this video, what time did we start? Okay, we might even go for just over an hour and whatever. But in this video, I'm going to go through everything. I'm not going to pause stuff and set them up and then show you what I did afterwards. I'll do that on later videos. But in this video, I'm going to go through everything, how the thing is set up, how the waypoints are gone. So it's going to be a bit slower because I want to show you how the game actually works. So you can see how it actually works and what we're actually doing behind the scenes. All right. Okay, so let's just start. There's the map. You can zoom in with your mouse wheel. You can zoom out. I can change. This is the full color map. I've got, let me just give you, I think it's, yeah, the terrain. I just want to show you where the full color. Oh. Yeah. Your contrast arts. Okay. I've got the full color. You see there where it says the full color, but you can have this as fully black and white to see the terrain around you, right? Which highlights your units. So your terrain's not standing in the way of your units. Some people like it that way. You can play moderately. So it's still got some color. Beautiful map, eh? Still got some color, but I like the fully. I like the color to be full. Okay, so we got the full color. So you can highlight that. In terms of terrain overlays, you've got a modified, and I'm just going to show you the battlefield, the map around you, so you can get a better idea. Then we'll go to the troops, break down what reports we have, how the game actually works, so you can get a better understanding of that. You can put the hex grid on because it is a WeGo system. Forgot to mention that. So it's not real time. It's you plan your moves, the AI plans its moves, and then we go for so many minutes. But very unique. Here's the turn tracker. I'll explain that to you now. So you can specify the hexes where you want to go. I tend to leave that off. Let me just see if there's anything out here. There's your zoom weapons. Yeah, okay, that's not important. Okay, now the map. When I can open this modified terrain of the map just to help me as a commander, right? Now this is just explaining you what these things are. I'm going to close this so you can see the rivers, you can see the mountains, you can see, and this gray is there's no terrain elevation, so I can see it's pretty much open over here. But I've got mountains and sort of rivers and whatever. So this is a nice way to look at the map if you need to check the map out properly. To see for the different terrains and whatever. That's a nice simple map for that. That's brilliant. You've got elevation levels. So now remember each hex has got it. So here is the highest elevation. So if I was to put my line of sight on, okay, it doesn't show me, but okay, let me just put the line. Okay, so let me just see where's, okay, so there we go. So if I'm pressing shift, I can show the line of sight from anywhere. So here's your line of sight. and you can also see the ranges of your weapons. So wherever each person is, they can see their line of sight. So where they are, they can see how far they can see. They can see up to there. If I was going to put her over there, oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Let me just. Why can't I see it? Okay. Let me just see. Well, no, I don't know what. Select just one unit so that this overlay may be rendered. I did say. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me just give you an idea. Okay, yeah, I selected it. Okay, so I had to select it. So you can press the shift and you can see the line of sight from anywhere. So you can plan your battlefield operation where you want. You can see where the line of sight is over here, and it tells you these are the values of the line of sight. You can see basically up to there, even though your range is over there for that unit. So that's a brilliant thing. All parts will explain. I'll take the line of sight. And then the ranges, very important. You can see the ranges of your units, their weapon systems, how far they, and all the various different weapon systems, how far they can shoot out. So that's also great about this. Let's take, and then the SP, this is the standard operating procedures. It shows you where the guys can shoot right now. So this guy can shoot basically up to there, and he can't shoot anywhere else. That's as far as he can go with his weapons. Even though he's got the range of up to here, he can't see or shoot further than there. So the red is where all. So you see how this game breaks this down unbelievably. Okay, so where were we? We were the trade. Then you've got the cover ratings. So where you are, where the cover is. 87, where's the best cover? Concealment. Concealment's not the same as cover. Concealment just means how masks you are, how you can't be seen. And it just shows you that where you can look at the areas where you want to put your troops and where's the best concealment. Mobility, in terms of movement. You know, today in the modern battlefield, everything's moving on tanks and stuff and tracks and that. There's no more leg movement like in the Second World War. Okay, so there's where your mobility is high and there's where it's very low. Altitude values, this is sea level. Okay, this is above sea level. This is a sea level. It's not so important, but feature height is important. So what feature height is, so you see it's 10 over there, 10 over there, and 10 over there, and maybe, and 3 here maybe, 3 there. What feature height is, how high is the features on that thing? So you might have 2 hills, watch my hands, 2 hills at the same height, 3 and 3, but the 3s are up to there. The 3s give it a height of 10 or 5. So this has a feature height of 5, even though they are the same level. I hope that explains it. That is very important. Very important. And then the defense rating. Where's your best defense? Where 31 over there, 17 over there, 18 is not the best. You can see where the best, and it's up to 100. 99 best defense. So there's your terrain overlay. Okay, let's just take it out so we just don't get all complicated with that. Now, on the right-hand side, you have to understand that in Flashpoint Campaigns, they have a system. It's a WeGo system, but it's a system of turn tracks. So what this means is that depending, because there's orders delay, depending on how the readiness and the fatigue level and the HQ communication level is, you will be given 10 minutes a cycle. The NATO's, you see, it's 10 minutes per cycle. And I hope I'm explaining this because I'm terrible. I could be a terrible teacher, but I'm trying my best. You see that Warsaw Pact is 18. That means that I've got 10 minutes before my next cycle to act. So when I press besiege, it's WeGo. So when I press besiege, we both set our orders together, both sides. Then we press proceed. Then the game runs into you moving your forces and him moving his forces together. But I got a 10-minute cycle, which means in 10 minutes this game stops and I can give it more orders. But he doesn't stop it there. He's got to wait 18 minutes. So what you're trying to do is in this game, you're trying to get inside the other guy's turn cycle. Because if I can do 2 moves within his 1 move cycle, I can predict where he's going to go. I can see. It helps me. Are you with me? So at the moment, I'm not within his cycle. I'm 10 minutes, so he's going to go 18 minutes, and then I will go after him, just after him. So if I had, say, a 5-minute and 5-minute cycle, I'd be able to move now, and he's still moving. He's still waiting while this thing's... And then it'll stop for me, and then I can go again. I can make my moves again, and he's still waiting. You see, you want to get within his cycle. That's the beauty with Flashpoint Campaigns. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. And how this is determined, I mean, if you watch my overview guide I did for Red Storm on combat simulations, I went through all of this. But I'm just going to go through this to refresh it, because this has nuances to it as well. What you want to do is how that thing is affected is it's affected by your HQ communications, your readiness levels, your HQ readiness, your unit's fatigue. They take all that into combination, and they determine your overall cycle for your force. So you obviously, because they're NATO, it's got better communications and better units and whatever and force than the Warsaw Pact. It is within their cycles. It moves faster. I just hope that I explained that properly. I don't know if I did, but I hope that explains it. Weather is very important in this game. You've got your weather, the height of the clouds determines how your aeroplanes behave, determines how your guns shoot, your thermal sights, everything's taken, the visibility, the heat of it, the illumination. You see where it says clouds are going up, and also the heat is also taken. That your weapons behave differently under certain conditions in terms of heat. I just wanted to say something further on this. Okay, and you've got to remember that there's orders delay in this. So your command structure, if I let me just see if I can. I'm going to show you all that. Now, I know there's a lot of... Where is it here? Chain of command. If you look at your chain of command, within this circle, you've got a orders delay of about 5 minutes, 4 minutes before you send out. I ask this guy to move to there. He's going to wait 5 or so minutes. If he falls out of the circle, it can go up to 10 minutes, and I have to wait for him to get the order, get prepared, get his units to move. And this game simulates this brilliantly. So you've got to think ahead, because you can't just give orders, not like a RTS. And also your readiness of your HQ, if he gets shot at, and the number of radio frequencies there are, will determine the orders delay. If your HQ is sending out... Now remember how this game simulates that. If I send an order to him, there's two-way communication. I send an order to him, and he's received the order, and he sends the order back to me. That's one cycle. If I give a lot of orders, the radio traffic gets very high. That's why you have your... I'll show you now. Your EW rating. Your radio traffic gets very high. And the opposite side can pick up on that. And what they do is they will start to see where your HQ is. They start to pick up where your HQ is because of that radio chatter. And then they'll bomb it. That's why you've got to move your HQ around a lot. Because the more you give, the more radio chatter, the more it comes. And when they shoot your HQ and it lowers the readiness levels and the fatigue of all your units, because he's not as effective. And your orders, your cycle gets more or higher. So you can't... The game is involved. I'll say that much. It's not Mickey Mouse. They've got professional versions that I think the army is taken on. So if you think of modern operations, that level of depth in that game, which is for a sea, mainly sea, not land, but it's a sea naval operation simulation. This is for the land. This is its equivalent for the land. And they're both in-depth in certain ways. This in fact can be just as in-depth or even more, because it's focused on on a time period in Europe. It's not spread all over the world. You understand? They've got, I think they use this game for, there's a professional version as well, just like modern operations for the military, which uses it to simulate tactics and whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is. On Target Simulations created this game, and I think they just concentrate on this. This is their game. All right, so that's it. Now I'm going to go through there's the HQ. This is our HQ. I will, you could give him specific orders. He has elements in it that are individually simulated, like your tanks and what their procedures are and what their weapon systems are. And each unit is the staff, reminders, fuel, ammo. All this is taken into account. This is how you track it. When you start, we start with an ops level. Now, this is your briefing. I'm not going to go through it because it'll take hours for this video. We still want to play it, but this is your briefing. This just explains to you what we're trying to get, what we have underneath the victory location overview, what we need to get victory, the victory conditions, and the scenario basically. Then your map overlay, which shows you what units you have. You can switch that off or you can switch it on. Then, of course, your site rep. This just goes through what units you have under your control. So we've got scouts. We've got a platoon of, if you look at it, that's not one, well, you can't right-click on it, but that's a platoon of M1 Abrams, and we've got a mortar, and we've got a artillery, and we've got a gunship, AH-64 gunship, and we've got a Warthog. Support. There's no engineering assets in this. Your emitters, these are your, how can I put it, your electronic warfare emitters to jam the enemy. We don't have any in this scenario. Other scenarios have it, but we don't have any. This is just your unit logs. Now, each unit has a log which details in depth what they did, where they did it, where they went. I'll show you the logs when the game gets going. Then your subunits. This is how you'll see how the breakdown, if you lose a lot of units. You have 12 of 12, and this grays out. The state of your first cavalry regiment. This just limits all the subunits and what you have. This does it in another way by explaining it all and starting and active and whatever. Just different versions of how to explain it. And then your SOP, your standard operations overview. It shows you what standard operations you're using for your specific troops. And I'll show you what standard, and this goes through what they do and how they work that. Let's go and look at the intel. The intel now is describing what we know about the enemy, where it's come. I'm not going to read it all because we could be here forever. And also this thing here, the intervals, the time limits that they have. They're 18 minutes and we're at 10. Okay, so they time loop. And what we expect to see, what we're expecting to see, and where they're coming from. We know they're coming up the road. This is our reported kills of them, how many we reported killing. The weather forecast, very important. The weather from now till 12, and then from 12 to 18, it tells you what the weather is. It's cloudy, and it's 4,000. Remember, weather helps us, and smoke helps us because we got thermal sights. Warsaw Pact didn't have thermal sights, not necessarily. Then your EW report. This is we're low, and at 7 we're low. So the electronic warfare report, and it just tells that we've got low. It's not going to affect the scenario so much where we are electronically trying to jam them. And then the off-map enemy things. Then your off-map assets. Okay, aeroplanes. The detailed unit statistics of our off-map. You see all that detail in this game. And then reinforcements and withdrawals, and then ammunition. Very important what every unit has in ammunition and when they need to resupply. And then your fire support. You've got a mortar, you've got a artillery, and I'm going to show you the artillery, and you've got aeroplanes, A-10s. And their fire missions that you set up, the fire support center, the counter battery, and the air support. And this tells you the weather, the starting. There's the weather, and we are not rated. It's capable for night ops, and the 10% illumination. This just shows you what weather indications, what we're going to get, because weather affects aeroplanes very, very much. Okay, you can see that level of detail in this. We also have, this is off-map support, just shows you what's there. And then the tutorial basics and then the victory conditions. Okay. Our most important thing is that we need to really, your forces count as well for victory conditions, and we need to take this hex over there. It's just one hex. We need to come down here and we need to attrit him and then take the hex. That's the important thing for the scenario. Okay, so let's go through a typical unit. I'm going to right click and I'm going to open up the dashboard. Now this explains the orders you're going to give them, right? Which we're going to do now. It gives you all this information, their readiness, the subunits, what's in that unit. So you've got 2 Bradleys and you've got 2 cavalry scout squads. So if you double click on the Bradley, you get an in-depth view of the Bradley fighting machine. Right, the heat, the side with what weapons against it, like you see AP and heat, what it can stand up to, the actual weapon systems it's got, the sensors that the Bradley's carrying, the systems on it, the transport, how it is to transport, and you've got that the same as the cavalry scout, what they carry, the weapons that they carry rifles, small rifles, they've got a Beretta, they've got a hand grenade, they've got laws. They got sensors, what they're carrying for their night systems, and all this sort of thing for the bad. And it explains to you, let me just get there, the weapon systems and the stuff that they're carrying and how many of each that they're carrying, like your law 1 of 1, your hand grenades 4 of 4. This is the ammunition. This is the 4. Now, let me also explain. Let me just zoom in here. There's this leg. That means this transport is leg. You see the L is leg. You see here it's tracked. Let me just highlight this one. It's tracked. This is the size of it. Brigade, squad, whatever. There's 4 in there. This is the orders at the moment. It's on scouting, and there's 4. Let me just show you here. There's 4. 4 subunits in there. This means there's 4 tanks in there. Alright, so that's it. Now the SOPs. What's changed this game from Red Storm is your SOPs. So let me just give you an idea. The SOPs, standard operating procedures. Okay, this changes. How to behave, how your unit behaves at any time during the battlefield. On the battlefield. How it's just going to behave. And you can change this. This has lifted the game up just into a new stratosphere, because Red Storm didn't have this, and this has just made this game. And then with air assault, it's even elevated even further. You can tell it how many losses, what losses you need. You can pick standard. These are standard, like screen and fight is standard. It's an operating procedure that's set up that are 4 sort of standards you can use without having to change. It just gives you an idea of what they do. But you can modify them. The preferred standout range, the standoff range, your maximum range, you can pick that, how it must you hold, reallocate, move whenever. If you're receiving fire, direct support priority is the same as the group or whatever. Movement, concealment, avoid roads, whatever. So they cover everything, and then you can use it on your subordinates and add that to that. I'm not going to do anything with it. Let me just close it. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything, but that's what enables the behaviors of the units. This has made this into a super realistic simulation. I mean, I love Red Storm. As I said earlier, I have over 300 hours. It's the only game I finished on my combat simulations. I've played both sides, both scenarios from both sides. I played all the campaigns from whatever sides you can. I played this to death because I love this game, and I love this new game that's come out. It's so good. Yeah, and then your login, whatever. Okay, I think I've covered everything I can just for us to start. And then you've got all these are all your, and there's your map down there. And here's a nice, because here you can go straight to these places and then look at them, and then you can also right click from here to get the dashboard. You understand, for that unit. So these are very important here on the sides here. If there's anything else I'll mention, I think I've covered it, but I'm sure I'll leave stuff out. But I don't want to be too long on the scenario because this could take forever. All right. Okay, so there's so what we're going to do, and I've played the scenario, and this is how the scenario briefing goes with the way you should play. So I know the scenario backwards. What we're going to do, I'll show you here as the SOPs, just the staff. You can import the briefing. You can set up briefings. This is our briefing to go down there and treat that. You see how I put that in there. The threat assessment, he's coming up the road. Okay. Yeah. So and all the scenarios have that that they can use. I'm just gonna. There's something I need to do. I'm just gonna pause the video and I'll come back. There is something I want to do. Sorry, man. I just had a whining dog there in the back there. Hey, they can become impossible to deal with. So I just had to give him some water and whatever. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so I showed you those things. Okay, so we're gonna just let me just put this on full screen because I like this on show full screen so we don't have any problems with that. So we're gonna just play this out, play all the and show you how the game works. I'm obviously going to cover it and I'm going to show you, explain to you why I'm doing it. All right, so I'm going to change this. This is the AH40. I'm going to put this to set this SOP to hello attack. It's on recon at the moment. I'll show you how you can see what it does. And I'll just give you an idea. You see, if you click on that, it shows you what that hello attack, what the standing operating procedure for that thing does. It shows you the maximum range and everything and what it stands for. I'm going to give it an order. Hunt. I'm going to move him there. I'm going to move him there. I'm going to move him there. And I'm going to put him on this hill. And I'm going to put command. And when he gets there, he's going to go and hold. He's going to hunt along here. If he sees anything, he's going to shoot that thing. This artillery, I'm going to set the SOP to RT, shoot and scoot. So he's going to shoot and move because there's always counter battery in this game. And I'm going to set him to shoot because we can see through smoke, which the Warsaw Pact hasn't got the equipment to see through smoke. We can mask our advance to this area. Okay, I'm going to make him 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to commit that. Now, what he's doing is he's shooting. These are the barrages for the smoke, but we're going to still change it. In fact, we'll change it now. This is for a duration of 20 minutes. That's too long for one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 2. Now you see how it's turning yellow. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so I'm going to apply that. So he's going to shoot at 2 minutes. And yeah, I think I've covered that. Yeah, now that's fine. So he's done. These guys I'm going to change. Let me highlight all 3, all of these guys. I'm going to set the SOP to screen and fight, recon screen and fight. So that's the SOP. I'm going to set this one to tank screen and fight. Okay, that's great. I'm going to set this one to HQ march. And it shows you I'll show you what the march does. and I'm going to set this one to organic mortar, and I'm also going to take it off AI control. So I'm going to take that thing off there as well. I'm going to take that so he doesn't fire from the FCC without me telling him to fire. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm also going to take this aeroplane out. Okay, so we're now going to move these three guys. And what's also great about this game is you can move in formation now. I think you Red Storm you couldn't. You had to individually move each unit, but now you can move these units in formation. You can move them in groups, and I'll show you how to do this. It really will work great. I'll show you. So we are going to now move him. We're going to move him to there, to there, to there, and then we're going to go to there. And we're going to commit that. We're going to commit it to hold. Now, that whole lot's going to move there. But I don't want them all bunched up at the end. I want to move him to there. And I want him. And you see how I'm dragging and pulling. How I can change the waypoints. If I put paths on, you see how that plot. Each one has his own plot now. At the end, they're going to move together, and at the end, they're going to have their own plots. I'll take this off for the moment, just to see how I'm doing. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I must also, but I'll do it now. Let me just send this guy. I must also change their standard ranges. I'm going to move him deliberate to there, to there, to there, and to there, and commit him to a hold. But I don't want him round. So this is how I'm going to change. I'm going to adjust his movement preferences to prefer and direct. So he moves more direct. And I'm going to take these two guys and move them as well. Move deliberate to there, to there, I think to there. Okay, we can make it as 3. Okay, and I'm going to put it as hold. I usually put that as 4. And I also want this to adjust the SAPs to movement direct and prefer, and there we go, they're more direct. Okay, so this one at the back here, I'm going to tell him to move to there. So if we look at all the paths, yeah, see, okay, there's something I want to do here. Sorry, in fact, let me just highlight this whole lot. I want to set their preferred ranges. It prefers standoff ranges to 2 hexes, because they are at 6 at the moment. And the reason I want to do that is because their standoff ranges at 6. That means anybody that gets within 6, close to them, 6 hexes of them, then they'll move, they'll scoot away. So they want to keep people within 6, but we want it within 2, otherwise you have the guys running away. Alright, so the tanks I also want to move deliberate. 1, 2, and I'm going to say 3, and then 4, and I'm going to commit them to that, and I'm put them on hold, and I want to take the back tank. Okay, so I'll take the back tank to there, and I want him to there. And then the other tank goes on there. Okay, good. So they're going to sit on hold there. Let me just check if I've done everything now. I said the helicopter down. Let me just see if all pass. Because you easily forget the paths. Okay, so there you've got all the paths. Right? I've got ace fire, and they're all going there. They're all set. Let me just make sure that I did set this. I'm not moving these 2 O's because they're going to move hasty and they're going to move afterwards. All right. Let's just see what the preferred standoff range is 2 X's. Okay, great. There's nothing else we can start. That's our plan. This is our plan. So what our plan is to cover here. Shoot him as he comes through here because he can't see through the smoke, and just to trit him, and then when we have trit him enough, then we can move in one of our scout sections to occupy the objective. Doesn't always work, no plan survives all battlefields, but we're hoping this is going to work. Okay, so there we go. I've done everything. There's nothing I need to do. Okay, let's go. Now we start the procedure, the actual thing. See, the artillery's like laying the smoke. Now, there's no orders delay in the beginning when you first give, because that's like pre-planning. But as you see, the game it'll take longer and longer for them to change their orders and whatever. And I'll be getting out of range, so I'm going to move them hastily now. See the cycle. Now, this is just a change of weather. And we finished it. Now, we are going to now move these two guys. And we're going to move them hasty to there, and then to there, and then to there. And we're going to commit them, and we're going to commit them to hold. But the mortar, we want him to go there. He should have gone there. Okay, yeah. And then this one, yeah, okay. The mortar, and I'm going to change its order. This order here where it says hold, I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to put him on call. And apply that. But he's not going to shoot it yet until I give him this. Where's this thing now? Yeah, is under FCC staff, like the computer staff. He's not going to shoot until I get it. So these guys are now going to move up. I'm going to carry on with this shooting down here. See the cycle here. Still sitting at 18. I'm still 10. I'm almost within his cycle, but not yet. Now he's coming up now. We'll see guys coming up. I've taken that X thing out, I think. Yeah, I'll show the X. Yeah, there's the first Warsaw Pact. He's shooting his AGM there. And it gives you a report of what was shot, what the thinker was. Not 100% accurate. We hit something, but we don't know what it is. Yeah, contact destroyed, but we don't know what we can't see. Alright, weather change again. Okay, so there's no real need to change a plan. We'll just keep doing the same thing for now. I'm not going to bring in the aeroplanes just yet. I'll show you when I bring them in, but let's just carry. He's still got to fire his last smoke over here. Now he's gonna. See, now they're starting to shoot over here. See, these are the laws I think are shooting. See, they are destroyed. The tank doesn't know what it is, not 100%. Now we've covered the smoke. He can't see through smoke. He's got no thermal image views, which we have. These guys are still moving. Now he's flying back to resupply, but I'm going to change him to go there to resupply. So it looks like BMPs. Now these Abrams should be lining up to see here. See these guys. I'll probably start shooting now. See, now it shows you the BMP. Now we're able to identify I know the scenario because this is how the scenario tutorial told you how to fight. I'm following the tutorial, but I know it so well because I played it so many times. Okay, so we're not gonna trit this yet. We're gonna put that back on call, but we're gonna leave it off because we want to trit this area. Yeah, we want to trit it some more. So I do want to send the aeroplane. So I'm gonna move him deliberate to there and commit him to resupply. So now what that means is he will fly there because the HQ is there and get resupplied by the HQ. Okay, let's start him up. I've turned the sound down quite a bit because it can get very loud, but I hope you can hear the sound of the units firing and whatever. Okay, I'm going to let the aeroplanes off now. So there's Abraham shooting. We've got 5 minutes still on our cycle. And we did the enemy shooting. There's another combat result. I don't know if that was a... Okay, that's where our Abrams come in. Anybody gets over the target, we want to trit him there. So we're completely attriting him now. So we want let him get past. There's plenty of time. We've got 4 hours to do this. Where's it? Where's the thing here? Yeah, we've only 39 minutes of 4 hours. Now I'm gonna hit the... Okay, so this is when I want to use this because I know he's on the... We can't see him, but we're gonna hit a barrage. We're gonna hit a neutralizing barrage. We want one there, one there, one there, and one there. And we're going to commit to that. We'll leave it a standard 5-minute duration. So it'll then shoot all those out there. There's nothing else we need to do. This is still going there. I don't have any... the plane, I would like to send the plane, but you need visual. You can't send the plane unless you've got visual. Let me just see. Airstrike. Okay, maybe I can. So if you see all paths, he covers this whole area here. If there's not visual, when he gets onto the target, if there's no visual, he'll just abort. So I can still plot him, but if there's nothing to be seen when he takes off. So this is the aerial cover. So I'll keep him on the... That's the Warthog. Okay, so let's go. Okay. So he's now firing, neutralizing. Okay. Let's keep going because I'm happy with the way things are going at the moment. Just keep it going. Because he's still neutralizing. The plane hasn't come off yet. Okay. He might abort, the plane might abort, but there he was. There's the A-10. There's the A-10. There it came. Now you watch this big explosion here. And then you see the units. Okay, but it's in that A because he could see. He saw this one and then in his area of radius. Okay, he's gone. Okay, let's just leave it a little bit higher. I want to see how my... Oh, he's still resupplying. Okay. Yeah, now that needs to still go. We know there's still somebody in that X. Those are BMPs. Now he's withdrawing. See, scouts don't hold well. It's a small man team. It's just a scout. He's not usually meant for hold, but he's going to withdraw. Even though we gave him a 2, the scouts are jittery. They will retreat. I'll have to bring them back onto the hill. That's 1 minute. I'm going to put these guys back. Move deliberate. Put them back. Commit to hold. And I'm going to put these guys back. Move deliberate to there. Commit and hold. Okay. How's my airplane? Okay, he's okay. He's okay. I'm thinking I'm going to fly him. It's a bit of a chance, but I'm going to make him hunt just to look around and then go back to there and go on hold. So what he's going to do, he's going to hunt for targets. He's going to fly, just have a look have a look some more there and then fly back here and stay on hold. Okay, he'll probably run out of things. Has he still got some? Okay, he's still firing. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Oh, one more thing before I forgot. Now that he's on call, I'm going to put him. Sorry, let me just see. He's on call now. I'm going to add him to the. I should have done that earlier. So this means that he's now under FCC control. That's a computer control. Now he will fire all these guys that request from him to he's on call for them to ask for fire procedures. All right, let's go. I hope my plane doesn't go into that. Because of all the rubble and the area where we're sitting now, it's 18 degrees, it's overcast. Okay, so he's now picked up O's over here. This is not a difficult scenario, it's an easy training tutorial scenario. You win it easily. It just gives you the basic mechanics of how this game works. There's tutorials on this game for advanced tutorials where they teach you air transport and air assault. I'll try to go through that. It's complicated, eh? Complicated. Come, move. Because now I flew directly and I didn't know he was going to shoot me there. I hope I don't lose my plane. Come on, go. Go. So he's coming up the side here. See, the AH-20, these helicopters are very useful. They can hover and whatever, but they're fragile. Any kind of, like even a bullet takes them down. So he's now, okay, I'm glad he moved out. He's shooting at the tanks here. And he can tell you if he got a tank. Hey, the O's still following me here. What the hell? Stop following me in the back here, bro. See, he's moving now because it's within his standard range and he's not really a fighting unit. Hey, that's how he's shooting me here now. He's following me. He's still shooting those laws and stuff at these tanks and that, but he's got to move out. Okay, he's dead. The combat is 1 T68. I'll show you the reports now. You can see how what we. So he's coming still directly into here. Okay, so a couple of things. Let's just move him deliberate to there, commit and resupply and proceed. Okay, the other guy still, the SA path, are they still coming? I actually don't want him to move. I'm going to change his order. I'm going to delete this order and I'm going to, will that put him back on hold? Oh, sorry, yes. And I'll put him, I want to keep him there on hold so he can attrit. You need to get some, what's coming down here. We need to know what's coming down there. He's going back there. Let's just see if these are they still firing? Okay, he's still got a method to go through. Okay, I'm going to stand, keep it like it is. Oh, we're going to look at those reports. No. He's still, see, he's gone up to 20 because we've attrited so much of his unit. He's got into disarray. So he's up to 20 in his cycle now. It's gone from 18 to 20. I don't know if I want him there. I want him back on the hill. There's more coming from down here. Okay, he's out of ammo. Okay, so we're gonna change. We're gonna put him on hold. We're gonna keep him off that because he's now out of this type of ammo. He's only got improved munitions, so we're gonna keep him like that. Just keep him on call, okay? But not with a. This guy, I'm telling you, I don't want him. I'm going to move him to there, and I'm gonna commit him to hold. Okay. This guy I do want to move down. I know I'm sending him to his death, but I want to and commit that to hold. And I want to send Kaz, that warthog. I'm going to have an airstrike. And in fact, I'm going to have the airstrike to there. And I'm going to commit that. And I'm telling you why. Because you got to plan ahead with this. It covers us all. Now he's coming down here. He's coming on the roads. So by the time this, you got to remember, there's delays. By the time this airstrike hits, his troops will be in here as long as we can still see him there when it gets going. Yeah, and this guy's on thing, and I'm gonna shoot his neutralizing now. I just wanna give him a bit of a break before I shoot this. All right, so we've still got some time. 1 of 30. Right, let's proceed. I also want to put the sound up. I'm not sure the sound is loud enough. I'll put it up a notch after this turn. See how he's moved up. See, that's why I put that air. See how he's moved up. Now, it takes about a turn. Now, you see he's going to lose sight there. So he's gone. He's going to lose the sight here. It takes up. Look how fast he's gone. I'm going to keep it here. Because there might still be something here. Yeah, I want him down there. Okay, still being We still got some time. It's 40. I might run it another go. I'm wondering, you see, every time I move this, you see now, if I take this, this is the problem. This is the problem that you have as a commander. There might be nothing else coming here. You don't know. But as soon as I move this, it adds a small delay. You see, are you with me with that? So if I move this to there, that's fine. That's fine. But it's adding a small delay. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do not a big delay, a small delay to the fight. Everybody's still going. I'm waiting. I'm wondering if I must start with this. I think I am. I'm gonna the improved conventional munitions. It's not. It's more for. It's more for. It's not like neutralizing. It's a bit weaker. It's more for light skinned vehicles and stuff, which I think are in the town. But it's the only thing I've got. So I'm gonna shoot that. Yeah, I'm going to shoot that down. Everything's fine. And he's still on call for FCC. I just want to see what he's on call. Okay, great. And he's still wondering where he is. Okay, let's start him up. He's the only scout I've got left there. Oh, before I start, I wanted to show you something. Sorry, man. Now, if you look at your ops, your map overlay, it's showing you the updated where you are. Where's the site rep? What's how what's how the stand the condition of your forces, non-combat effective, showing you, and your cycle delay, how that's changed. Your transport, we don't have engineer. The emitters, the unit logs, very important. Each unit has a log, so engage. You see, I've got that as red. There's also I changed, and I'll show you how to change that as well. You got your artillery in depth log of when it fired, when it opened fire, the time. Then we can see what we've lost here in terms and what the condition left of our. And then there's SOP overview, how this has changed, how we've modified that. But I want to show you the intelligence too. Threat assessment is still coming up the road. This is what the situation sits at now. The reported kills. If we look, we've killed 4 tanks and 1 mech. We've killed of this. This is our different sections, different scouts and stuff, different units, and what they reported kills are. So you can see in depth in that. The weather forecast, as I said, we're still in this period over here. The EW report is nothing over here. We're in charge over here. And also your very important is your air superiority. And depending on your air superiority, this affects how your comms go, everything. So we're very low in count. We're starting, and our average readiness is 99%. But there's an air superiority part here as well, which I think these are our fire missions that we took, so you can get in depth. These are also our fire support assets and what they've done. The support center, what we've sent. Counter battery, we haven't put any counter battery in yet. The air support and where what it is now. Strong NATO. The airspace control, which is air superiority. It's also listed somewhere else. If we have stronger air superiority, then we can fly. If it's not so strong, then our planes won't be able to do their missions. And then we can also, where's this thing here? I just want to see. Yeah, we can rest and resupply. We can expect this fight at 8:50. It's now 8:40, so it'll come in the next phase. The subunits that are ready. The Warthog air, yeah, this just goes through the Warthog and its weapon systems and that. So in depth, to say. Okay, let's start. Super realistic. One of the best Cold War simulators out there. War games. In fact, just war games, if you want to put it that way. No more tea. I know I'm delaying a bit the first video because I want to go through how in depth this game is and what this game is about, so you get a better, clearer understanding. Now we get a plane somewhere. We should have had a plane in by now, but nothing. It didn't come, and it's already It's 8:50. He's supposed to come now. I'm hoping he's going to come. Is this guy ready? Yeah. Oh, he's still being resupplied, and he's still shooting his thing. Okay, good. Oh, I want to just... You know what? I think it's a bit soft, man. I'll just improve the sound to there. I know it might just make it... Let's just hope it doesn't make it too loud. But I want you to hear the sounds as they go. Yeah, that's all three. And that should do it. Okay, apply. Proceed. Okay, let's just start. I hope it doesn't make it too loud, but... Okay, so he's down there. He's gone down there and he started. Yeah, there he is. He's taking it. Yeah, it's A10. A10, Warthog. And you got EW radar planes, you got CAS planes, you got interception aeroplanes. All these planes are modeled in this game. Okay, so we did a nice... We hit the timing there, right? Now I'm wanting to know... Okay, so he's firing. Now I'm waiting for him. I'm going to bring... We've got plenty of time, so there's one... So that's our mortar up there. He's on call and he's firing up the this is a FCC, I think. I can't remember, but it's the AI. We're still not finished up there with the neutralizing, with the improved munitions, which is for lightly skinned vehicles. Okay, he's ready. Now I'm going to bring him. I want to bring him here. I want to see what's in here. I can't see what's in there. So I want to bring him. He's now shoot. There's emissions. They lightly skinned. We should be able to do some damage. I want to bring these scouts in here to take that. So I've treated him well enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to hunt it. But I'm going to... I don't want him to fly so... Okay. And I want to see what's in there. Then I want to go back to there. I might lose the plane. You never know. I might lose it. But I'm taking that chance. Because I want to see what's in here. And he needs to treat what's in there. I've got nothing here. Those scouts have been destroyed over here. So all of them are out. I might send the plane out again. Let me see if I can... strike. Let's set it over there and commit it. It'll tell me. You know, if they can't find anything, it'll tell me. So it's got that area to commit. And this guy's still firing his munitions. So we've taken some damage. Don't underestimate that. And yeah, you see, the thing is, he shoots off all his weapons on hunt so quickly. Now he's flying back. Okay, he's going to fly there. Okay, that's good. I want him to fly around and have a look. In fact, yeah. In fact, do that. Is there anything else I want to check? I should actually put him on because he needs to move. Because if I give too many orders out, they're going to find out where he is. He should be on. Sorry, he should be on. Yeah, he should be on hide and screen. That's what he should be. He should be on hide and screen. Yeah. Okay. I think we've covered everything there. Let's get to the next. I just want to see what's down there. See that he's taking shots there. He's taking shots. I could lose that guy. He's not going to stand and fight with this guy. And I could lose the plane. Just, okay, get him. Okay, so we brought the warthog in. That was great. We kept it in sight, and we brought the warthog. Now he should be able to trit it. I'm going to take a chance in this battle. You got to take your chance as well. You can. If you feel that you're open, I'm going to bring these guys in to occupy this. I don't know if it's good enough. I hope it's not too loud. I brought the sound up a bit so you can get a bit of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to move deliberate. I want to put him there and commit to hold. And I'm going to move this guy deliberate also out to there. And I'm going to commit to hold. Now there's going to be an orders delay. We've got some time. Hang on, let me just cancel this guy's order. I want him to come close. I want him to look at this. I know I might take a chance there. Delete the order and delete the order. Yes. Okay, I'm going to ask him to move deliberate. No, keep it on hunt. I'm going to ask him to go over that and then to there and commit to that and commit to hold. Okay, let's see what can happen with that. He's basically out. There's nothing left. We've got still some improved. Let's see if we can still do the improved bit. Let's keep going with improved munitions. Alright, let's go. Okay, so there are O's there. There's O's there. And he's there, but there's not many. Okay, alright. The enemy suffered losses and withdrawals exceeding 70% as you're reorganizing on the battlefield. HQ Air orders you to hold a position and wait for further orders. You inflicted losses of victory points on enemy and secured victory locations with 500 victory points. Units under your command with survived. Your rating is 79%, significantly improved. Okay, due to the fact that your force inflicted catch. So basically, he's combat ineffective. So I'll end the battle now, just to give you the victory screen. So we got full 5 stars. This whole thing I'm not going to read, but this is what you get. I've got the full 5. I didn't get the point. And then basically we get our victory screen, 79 of the total victory points. Ownership we didn't get. He got the tension of the ownership and the Warsaw Pact objectives. NATO and Warsaw Pact, the Butcher's Bill. You can see what he lost, as you see with a marked out area that he lost. And our state of what's left of the armored carrier and the state of him and his guards, and then the logs. I was going to show you the logs. I'll show you that as a final and the scenario description. I'm going to close that, and now we can see the battlefield that was left. He doesn't look completely combat effective, but he was. So there were 2 O's there. I'll show you the I'm just going to get the log, which is in depth. You can see what we claimed, the engagements are in red. Let's just take that. Let's take this one just to give you an idea. See the log, we engaged. And then the claim, see what we claimed. We shot this down, then we arrived, and I changed the colors. And how I did that, I think it's, yeah. Oh, here's a custom. You see your custom, you highlight your settings. You can change your colors. Yeah, so I made this red, claim red, and then you see if you go here, if you go to hold, you can see so you can easier see them. This is an in-depth log of what this unit did in the battle. It's amazing, eh? It's amazing they're able to, and they say that this is the most advanced Flashpoint campaigns ever. Ever. It is the most advanced. They've got, what they've added is obviously the standard operation procedures, but they've enhanced that. The group movement is a big enhancement because you don't have to move units individually each time. You can move them in groups and then break them up as you want them. It's just so great. It just makes the game flow much faster. And of course, air assault, the ability to lift units on, like air cavalry, lift them onto aeroplanes and helicopters, and then deliver them to a point, drop them off, let them do their mission, come and fetch them. There's an advanced. That's advanced. I couldn't go through all that. That I tried it, but it's the tutorial is advanced. Let me just tell you that. And then you've got all the engineering assets that you can use, and then basically everything else. I've basically shown you everything that you need to know about the game. I got it 50%. I promise you, I didn't even hesitate. I said, "Where's my card? Let me get this." I mean, because I know they gave me 50% off. I love and I live and breathe for Flashpoint Campaigns. It's the most in-depth, realistic, tactical, operational simulation available today. It's on level with Combat Mission and also modern command, modern command. Modern that simulator, the Harpoon simulator is on level with that. This game I love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just play a few scenarios as we go. I'm not going to go through the whole game like I did when I was doing combat simulations, but I'm going through most of the game, a couple of the scenarios. I'm still very rusty and it's very in depth, so just bear with me. I'm probably going to die a lot, but I'm going to try the best I can to go through everything. Yeah. All right, I think I've covered everything. I probably left stuff out, tons of stuff out that I wanted to say. Is there anything else I need to say about this game? I just want to see if I did mention it. The transport planner. This baby for air transport, land transport, moving, and convoy. Also convoy transport. Doesn't cover just air. You also got convoys. In some scenarios, you're going to have to use convoys. It's got a whole setup for convoys as well. I just want to see if there's anything. And also, very important, I wanted to realize, if there's an option in the realistic settings where you can take off, you see here, hide unit counters, see here, see this victory points, you can take off the victory point vision. So, which means is if you can't, you don't know, if he captures this point here and you can't see that he captured it, it won't highlight it. You won't be able to know whether he's captured unless you actually go and see. That's that's brilliant. That's so damn good. So you won't be able to see whether this is taken unless you got a unit to see it. So if he's taken it, then you don't know. But if you see it, then you can see he's taken it. You see, they've got that going as well. That option in the realistic seeing. That's a small thing, but it's important to mention. All right, I think I've covered everything from this. Sean from Fitz. Until our next video, good day on you.